Well, signed by Manchester United and effectively loaned straight back to Crystal Palace. Wilfried Zaha's future is sorted, although he's keen to ensure that he plays for Manchester United against them in the Premier League next season. First meaningful save of the afternoon. Made a little trickier for Speroni by the deflection. Real trying to return the ball to Haroun. It was Richards who emerged with the ball. Here's Zaha. BK's clearance was a little ungainly, but Haroun then made a bit of a mess of it. Zaha round the back, he had no right to, and Murray turns it in. Well, Zaha seemed as though he was closed in. It was seemingly a cul-de-sac, but not for him. And the deflection on the cross took it straight to Murray. Haroun made a real hash of it, and Middlesbrough didn't half pay the ultimate price. Zaha's delivery, and Murray gratefully on the end, of all people to leave unmarked, albeit via a deflection that took it to him. You daren't leave Crystal Palace's top marksman. He edged the early possession, but Zaha, as he is now, demonstrating his ability to take players on and leave them in a spiral. Well, Zaha switching from the right wing to the left wing, and well, he is mesmerising, isn't it? Touch of the Ronaldos about Zaha's step-overs there. Delaney, little touch from Zaha. You can only imagine the confidence that is Zaha. Zaha tries to find Dikachoy, but provided by Zaha, who's on the ball again. Great ball, Murray! Oh, it could have been two. The 20-year-old Middlesbrough right. He had no right to get there, but he did, and his ball into the area was seemingly pinpoint accurate. But Murray, stretched as he did, could not quite get the touch that would confirm Crystal Palace's grip on the game. And you're probably hearing the groans as the replays are up on the big screens in the ground. Here's Zaha again. He's round Parnaby with ease. Murray! Oh, he could have had a... Well, Zaha is just too good for Parnaby at the moment. Chances that he squandered in the last couple of minutes really ought to put this game beyond Middlesbrough already. This the second of two really presentable openings. The first he stretched for but couldn't convert. This one he reached but planted over the bar. And Wilfried Zaha looks every bit a Premier League footballer. It's just as well that he was, but then he's gifted it straight to Williams, and Zaha's back on the ball. And again he's beyond Parnaby, and he's won a corner. Parnaby is having a wretched time at the moment. Zaha started on the right, but he quickly realised that he was going to get much more change out of Ledbetter and Parnaby down the right, and so it's proven. And until Middlesbrough can thwart the Middlesbrough on the back foot, and it's all Zaha. Every time he gets the ball, you can hear the expectation around the ground, and you can almost hear the fear. Oh, brilliant. Well played again, Zaha. Delaney, BK. That is a delight to watch. Manchester United scouts may well still be coming here just to check on their new asset. Well, if they'd have been here this afternoon, they couldn't have failed to have been impressed with what they've seen. Here's Zaha. Now Richards. Williams, Zaha. There's a foul, but the referee says play on because Zaha had it in his possession. Crystal Palace, that was the situation. And he has maintained Palace's form within the top six ever since. Corner's taken quickly. Here's Zaha. I think we can call that showboating. The question remains, will a 70-year-old Scotsman have a similar view to a 49-year-old from Bristol over this kind of showboating? He can produce like this. This is before he becomes a Premier League football. Now Jedinak, good ball. Zaha. That's not showboating, that's brilliant. And he's won a corner. Well, why not showboat? When your future is at Manchester United and you've got your first England cap and you're barely 20 years of age, Manchester United. He has just been outstanding this afternoon, with Zaha pulling all the strings. And then all of a sudden, in the last 4 or 5 minutes, Middlesbrough started to fashion chances of their own. Very much second best. Zaha leaving them in a spin for most of the first half. But as those last few minutes of the half tick by, Zaha. Now Parr. Williams. Zaha again, and Williams again. Good football from Palace. And Murray couldn't quite get the touch. Here's Zaha. Jedinak's made a good burst forward, and that's where the ball's gone. Murray's back. Zaha heading it on. Murray back to Zaha again. That's another cheeky bit of... Now Dikachoy, and now Zaha. Williams up in front of him. Bounced off his shin, and Richards getting it away to Zaha. Carriol's after him. Still Zaha, and still going. Good tackle though this time by Halliday, and then a trip from Zaha to the visitors. And he's riding tackles. He's unafraid to make 1 or 2 challenges of his own. Penal. Zaha got to tackle him early, and Halliday did then. And then he's there to get in front of Carriol, and now brings it away with Dobbin. Tackle by Richards, and I think that hit Haroun last, it did. Might well be thinking he could have had 4 goals this afternoon. Still time for him to have 3. Here's Zaha once again. Brilliant from him. And superstars. Picked up his first England cap. Every time he gets the ball, he's been producing this afternoon, Zaha. The Premier League a few years ago. It's often the way with managers. Once they find players who they know, the assistant on the dugout side. Adam Chris. Well, just what will Middlesbrough be thinking? 3-0 down. Be interesting to see if Ian Holloway takes off Murray, who's on a hat-trick. Here's Richards, Miller. Charged down by Dikachoy. And Zaha spinning away from Carriol and emerging with the ball. Charged down by Halliday. Ledbetter wins it. Williams loses it. Zaha. Great ball. Phillips. Oh, yeah. I had a hunchy thing in his mind. Kevin Phillips looking and finding the back of the Middlesbrough goal with another to admire. Zaha with a pass. Just there, it looks as though he might be laying it off. It proved to be the last goal. And he's put the final layer of icing on a pretty exciting cake for Crystal Palace this afternoon. It's the guarantee of goals. And Zaha with another assist, remember. So 19 years his senior. Finishing in style. Richards. Now Zaha. Puts the ball on there. Dobby, of course, who's gone off. And Zaha, who, of course, in theory is a new signing, as much as United have loaned him back after making him a permanent acquisition for that. Still time for Middlesbrough to make it a more respectable look to the scoreline. And very sportingly, knocked the ball out of play because Halliday was on the deck. He then turned around to find Halliday was off the deck.